Well, my guest Kalan wrote to me desperate for help after her fiancé decided to take his career path from fighting for our country to fighting crime on the streets dressed as a superhero. All right, hang on, take a look, and then we'll talk.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for a fight, I can tell you that I have the smoke. I also have a set of skills that I have acquired over a very long career. If you accept the fight now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. I will not find you. But if you don't, I will straight body your bitch ass. Why so serious? Because I'm Batman.
Kalan says that she has loved her fiancé, who now only answers to Goose Wayne Batman, since she was 14 years old, but she doesn't know how she can marry him as long as he believes, and she thinks that he truly believes that he is a superhero and refuses to ever leave the house unmasked or without his eye makeup. Take a look.
My fiance believes that he is a real-life superhero.
Just fighting crime and taking care of business.
His real name is Giovanni.
That is not the name that defines me. My name is Goose Wayne.
I refuse to call him Goose, but I call him G. He started believing that he was a superhero only about 2 weeks after we got engaged. One day, my fiance bought a mask.
I wear gloves, I wear a belt. I usually keep all kinds of items in my pockets here.
He bought a suit, and then a grappling hook came.
My pants, they have knee pads. It might be Kevlar in here, I'm not exactly sure.
This is not just for attention. He is a 24-hour superhero.
This is real life, this is not some sort of fairy tale.
My fiance doesn't go anywhere without the makeup on if he doesn't have the mask. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to be seen with him. G wearing the mask has definitely hurt our sex life.
For the past 5 months, I've been going to sleep with the mask on.
When I'm sleeping next to him and he's wearing the mask, his breathing echoes in his mask and he sounds like Darth Vader. I think he looks like a raccoon with just the eye paint on.
I almost, at this point, prefer the mask over the raccoon face.
You're a funny girl.
G really does patrol his neighborhood looking to fight crime.
Right now I'm going to the gas station, gonna see if there's any trouble going on over there, and I might even come back with some beers.
He has been in real fights before.
What's up, Gotham? Looking for the newest villain on the block. Who's next?
He's driven upwards of 2 hours to fight someone that looked like the Joker. He has lost all of the fights. If G wants to get married with the makeup or the mask on, there's absolutely no chance I will go through with that.
If you want to marry me, you have to marry Goose Wayne. Period.
I'm not going to let him show up looking a fool in front of all my friends and family.
All right, Kalan, it's good to meet you, and
Nice
I'm
to meet
really
you.
glad you're here. You've known him since you were 14,
Yes.
and he was 4 years
Yes.
in the military. And from 14, 15, 16 on up, he never showed this type of behavior, correct?
No, so I've known him a really long time. He has been the normal man that I've known until probably late July of this year, right after we got engaged.
This is him before. You know, he's a handsome-looking, healthy guy, served in the military. You make a very handsome couple. And then here you are afterwards. What happened along about that time? Anything you can point to?
No, so that's why I'm here. I was hoping you can kind of help me figure out what exactly is. I don't know if you've seen this before, if it's common, or.
Well, just one day he went to bed as Giovanni and woke up as Batman?
No, so it was this very gradual process, and it's peaked now. So it's been like this 3, 4, 5 month process of him developing into this superhero character. I know it might look funny and seem funny, but it's not a joke to him, at least.
Yeah. And it's not a joke to you.
I mean, I don't know how to take it because this is such a unique situation that I've never had to deal with. This is not something that normal people do on a daily basis, that they dress up and put on makeup and a whole costume and kind of parade around.
And you know of no particular event, no death in his family, no firing from a job, no drug activity that corresponds with him starting this process?
No.
And at first, you weren't particularly concerned about it. It was just kind of a hobby or a goof or
Yeah, I thought
just something he was doing?
Yeah, I just thought he was doing it to be funny.
Let me ask you this. Do you have a standard here? If he says, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be, this is what I intend to devote my life to, I am forever going to continue this, would you marry him?
Deep down, I want to say yes, because this is the man that I want to be with for the rest of my life. But at the same time, I'm making so many sacrifices and accommodations for his lifestyle, and I don't feel like he's doing the same for me.
I'm curious how much you're willing to enable this, or how much you're willing to say, you need to choose between that and me because you can't have both.
I want this to fizzle out. I know that it's not like maybe some cold turkey thing that he's going to snap out of, but I understand this is going to be a process to get him back to.
Okay, but if this is delusional, then that needs to be dealt with and it needs to be treated.
Yes.
And one of the things that I would have to ask of you in order to help you is that you not become part of the delusional fabric and enable him by going along with this, because that gives him a false message. In fact, you have gone along with this some, not knowing whether this is just kind of a game or a phase or whatever.
Yeah, so in the beginning stages, like, he got me a Harley Quinn costume, and again, when I thought this was all just not serious and a joke, I would play along. But then once I found out what it really was, I couldn't anymore.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not faulting you for that, because you go along to get along, right?
Yeah.
But then it gets to a point where enough's enough and too much is too much.
Yes.
And is that where you are?
Yes, I've been there for a couple months now.
Okay, because that's what I'm saying. I need to know if you're willing to say, I'm not going to continue to pretend that I'm married to Batman, because there is no Batman. It's a cartoon character.
We kind of get in this conversation and it just keeps going around and around in a circle.
Well, that's not going to happen today.
G has posted some outrageous videos on social media.
Where's my grappling hook?
G goes on social media a lot looking for villains to fight. He has lit himself on fire easily 6, 7, 8 times. I am worried about him.
Hot!
I want him to stop pretending and believing that he is a superhero and to be my normal fiance again.
Kalan says she won't let her fiance show her face on social media because she doesn't want people to know what she has to do for love. Now, Goose says he is a superhero and within his rights to be who he wants. Take a look.
I became Goose Wayne about 5 months ago.
My name's Goose Wayne, brother.
All right, Goose.
All right?
The world's safe.
The first time I saw myself in the mirror with my mask and my makeup, I felt empowered. People take me more serious. I'm not crazy, I'm not delusional. I'm just a guy that cares about people. I have fully embraced my Goose Wayne persona. There's no going back. As a superhero, my day-to-day is finding people that are breaking the law, and I try to bring them to justice. I physically train to be Batman, to win fights.
This is my boxing gym. I box here every day.
I'm doing the social media videos to draw attention to Goose Wayne, and if I'm not entertaining, people won't listen. I have been very careful to not show my face on social media because I don't feel comfortable publicly revealing myself, but I'm doing this for you. Legally, I want to change my name to Goose Wayne Batman. If Kalan marries me, she would be Mrs. Batman.
That's not even an option.
I hope to wear the full costume on my wedding day.
I'm not spending $4,000 for you to walk down the aisle in a Batman suit. And it's not happening.
She wants to marry me, you're gonna marry me for me. This is me. This is my authentic self.
All right, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Are you uncomfortable to not have your mask on?
Yes, sir.
Why is that?
I don't feel like I'm me right now. It'd be like you're used to dressing in a certain attire and somebody puts you in an attire that you're not used to dressing in, you're gonna be uncomfortable.
No, not really. I mean, I wear a suit because it says I'm credible.
Right.
I guess that goes with the territory. So I get what you mean in that regard, but at what point did you decide that you were Batman?
I've always had a desire to protect people. Before I was Batman, I worked like armed guard type job where I guarded sensitive items of high value.
So why not go to the police academy where you can actually protect people?
I think it's very structured, and I've done the structure, and I don't like the structure. And it might seem like I don't serve much of a purpose now to other people, but I believe I'm still like in my infancy of what I do.
I work with law enforcement to the point that I bleed blue. And believe you me, structure it is not. You are out there on the move, having to make snap decisions every day, life or death. There's nothing structured about it other than you got to show up at a certain time.
That kind of environment is just not for me. I like to do my own thing.
So this really isn't about helping people.
It is.
Well, no, if it was about helping people, you would get in a position to maximize your impact of helping people. 10 years from now, if we sit down and say, here's the impact, here's the number of people you've helped, lives you've saved, people you've assisted, crimes you have foiled, do you think it will be more as this character of Batman or more as someone in law enforcement or some type of security?
I think I have the potential to reach a lot more people in the long run on social media.
How is that going to work?
I haven't exactly figured everything out yet, but I focus on cyberbullying, things like that, that a lot of people don't know exists.
You're saying that you will become an educator?
Possibly. Also an enforcer.
Okay. Well, that's called assault. I mean, you understand that's a crime.
Right.
So you're going to do that and then you're going to go to jail because you go out and put your hands on people, that's assault.
Right. I don't enforce anything that someone's not agreeing to so far.
You say one of the few places that you can go with your mask on is your local donut shop.
Yeah.
But you just really seem to taunt their employees. Take a look.
Do you know why Batman only goes out at night? Why? Because it's too hot!
What is your objective there?
That was probably the first month I started doing what I do, and I had to get eyes on to let people get my message. So I had to go above and beyond from an entertainment standpoint.
So that wasn't really to help anybody.
That particular video, no.
You've gotten on social media and found people to fight.
Right.
Take a look at this.
Let's get it. Ooh. 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 Oh, bitch.
You drove 2 hours to fight him?
Yeah.
Why?
Because up until that point, a lot of people were ridiculing me, saying I was just all talk, and I wanted to show everyone that it's not all talk.
How does that help people?
People know that I'm not all talk. When I say, you know, I'll pull up, I'll pull up. And I think that demonstrates that.
Since we've been engaged, G hasn't had a job. When I ask him what he's going to do for a career, he just looks at me and says, baby, I'm Batman. It's not a job.
Just because I don't get paid doesn't make it not a job. I would get a real 9-to-5 job if they let me be Goose Wayne. Maybe like a sign spinner, like a mascot.
Batman is not a real job. Batman is a fictional character.
Well, Kalan works 2 jobs and is so busy she can only visit her fiancé on weekends when she makes a 2-hour drive to his place. Now, you spent 4 years in the military, right?
Yes, sir.
That is providing a service. That does impact people, and it does impact every one of us, me included. So sincerely, thank you very much for your service. Are you delusional? Do you suffer from a mental illness? Do you think you do?
It's very understandable that this seems like I'm mentally deluded, and I strongly oppose that view.
Yeah, and see, I'm probably the least judgmental person I've ever met, at least, and I kind of think each to his own. I mean, if you want to run around dressed up as Batman, help knock yourself out if it doesn't hurt anybody. And the problem is, I think it does. I think it hurts the woman that you love. It also cheats society out of you. I mean, like you said, you spent 4 years in the military, and now you've just checked out. I consider, does he have a mental illness? Is this a delusional disorder? I mean, let's look at what that means. It's just a non-schizophrenic individual that experiences non-bizarre delusions. They often socialize and function normally and generally do not behave in an odd or bizarre manner. Well, so you kind of don't fit there because you are behaving in what would be an odd manner, right?
Depends.
Let's look at normal versus abnormal. Normal, if you're talking about behavior, does not interfere with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. And abnormal interferes with healthy functioning and pursuit of goals. And doing this does interfere with pursuit of goals. It's not getting you what you want in life. It seems to me like it's pretty selfish.
I think I'm pursuing my goal of inspiring people.
But is it selfish?
It may be, in regards to her.
Well, she matters.
She does matter.
Right?
You look beautiful, by the way.
You might find this a pretty hard act to replace.
And I do a lot for you. A long distance relationship is already hard enough, and then to add this element of whatever this is on top of it, it's even more challenging. So
you work 2 jobs.
I do.
And then you drive 2 hours to see him, and then when you get there, what happens?
We just kind of stay at home, because obviously, how can I go anywhere?
When you get there, does he have his Batman mask on?
Most times, if he doesn't, he looks like that.
Okay. And he has a Batman suit.
He does.
Does he wash this suit?
No. It has coffee, beer, sweat. The inside of his Batman mask is absolutely disgusting.
Right there.
You said he has a fungus growing from the suit?
You can see white patches on the top of his head. That's not like a sunburn or dry skin. That's like fungus from sweating inside of his mask. He tried to put his mask in my purse today, and I grabbed it, and it was like actually slimy.
It's just sweat.
It's absolutely disgusting.
I think it's just one of the work hazards, I guess you would call it.
When G became this superhero, he also bought me a costume. He wanted me to roleplay as Harley Quinn.
We're gonna show you how to work out. Batman and Harley style, you feel me?
She used to be in my videos and everything was cool. She never complained until like maybe 2 months ago.
I thought he just wanted to make funny videos, but he took it very seriously. I wasn't on board anymore. I stopped roleplaying.
Well, Kalan says her Harley Quinn page is private and she's never shown her face because she's embarrassed of the way the videos highlight her body in slow motion. Now, Goose's dad, Ronaldo, says his son is 100% legitimately acting like Goose Wayne all the time, and this is not a staged persona for the internet. He asked me to help his son. Take a look.
I'm a little bit concerned with Goose Wayne. That's what my son Giovanni goes by. He is obsessed with being a superhero character, has his mask on all the time. He dresses like Batman, goes in jacuzzi, feeds the homeless as Batman. I do not know what's wrong with him. There's heroes every day, but definitely not dressed up in a costume. This kid needs help. Thank you, Dr. Phil.
Well, joining us via phone right now is your father, Ronaldo. Have you been listening to what we've been talking about so far?
Yes, my concern is not only for my son, but it's also for Kalan. I don't think it's healthy.
Is there anything from your son's childhood that could explain his behavior now?
I remember approximately around anywhere between 8 and 10 years old, he's sitting in the back of the vehicle and he's talking, and I asked him, who are you talking to? And he said, I'm talking to my friend, Michael. Oh, okay. And I actually took him to a university where there was a psychologist there and stuff like that. He spent some time with him. He says it could be very normal among kids. Sometimes they do that. I don't know out of what character why he picked Batman, to tell you the truth. I mean, I can remember as a kid, Halloween, I wanted to be Superman, but I don't go around with a cape or try to fly from one place to another. This is just not normal. He can actually get hurt trying to do this thing.
When I'm walking down the street, I definitely feel a lot more proud than without the mask. I feel a lot more powerful. One of my goals is to be walking down the street and people say, "That's Goose Wayne, we're safe."
I'm not exactly embarrassed. I just still don't like the idea that this is his 24/7 life.
Why the hell you got a mask on?
This is me, man, you know what I'm saying? This is who I am, man. You see anything going on, let me know. Let me know.
Me and you right here, dog.
All right.
All day.
When I meet other people, they boost me up and motivate me to keep doing it. It only makes me want to do this even more.
Do you have any problem historically reconciling the fact that there is no real Batman, that this is a comic book character?
I know that Batman is fake. I know that's a cartoon.
Okay.
I don't even like cartoons.
But you're saying, I am the real Batman.
This is just the closest thing that I relate with.
Do you find that narcissistic or self-important to declare that you have to be a superhero and the rest of us just have to be regular peons?
No, I think that...
I mean, why you? Why do you have to be the superhero and I just have to be a citizen?
I guess I don't have to be. I decided to be.
Well, I wanted to be in the NBA, but I can't dunk, so, I mean...
It was a choice, but before I felt this. I felt it. I didn't know what it was, and I found out what it was, and that's what I'm doing. I mean, I do good things. I don't understand.
Okay, then why all the theater? Why draw all the attention to yourself and wear the cape and the mask? Why not just go out and do super great things?
It's the only way that I can reach people on a larger scale is providing some sort of entertainment to get my message across.
So if you could become a well-accomplished motivational speaker without all of this, you would be just as satisfied with that?
Possibly. I can be a motivational speaker as Goose Wayne. I don't know why this would hindrance me.
Well, is it possible that people wouldn't take you seriously because you're a grown man dressed up like a comic book character?
Maybe I wouldn't wear the full suit.
Okay. Are you willing to settle for that?
No. But at the end of the day, that kind of breaks my heart too.
I'm sure it does, but you're grieving for the man you wish he was, not the man he is, and not everyone you lose is a loss.
I've been waiting 11 years to have this man by my side, so I'm kind of doing all I can to keep it that way.
But one of the things you can do is set the bar much higher than you've set and find out what your worth is to him. Would he rather dress up as a comic book character or be by your side? And if the answer is that he would rather dress up as a comic book character than share his life with you, you'd rather know that now than later, wouldn't you?
But I just kind of feel like marriage is for better or for worse. And
but you're not married.
I understand, but I feel like right now we're just at for worse and that things could get better.
If he's willing to acknowledge
If he
it.
is willing to. If
Yeah.
he's not, then no.
But you can't change what you don't acknowledge. If he's not willing to challenge this, at least challenge it, then you have a decision to make, right?
Yeah.
I think you're a very nice guy. I think you are intelligent, and I think that you are very confused right now. And I think you have found a place to kind of hide. But it's at the expense of your relationship with the woman you love and that loves you. It's at the expense of being functional and having a job. And I think it's gotten to the point that it does constitute a mental maladjustment. And I have some gentlemen that I've asked to come here today. I want to welcome Dr. Daniel Suzuki and Trevor Osmis. They're from Las Encinas Hospital. It's located here in Pasadena. They are a top psychiatric and medical evaluation center, and they specialize in medically supervised patient-centered treatment approaches for evaluation and treatment. So I've asked these gentlemen to join us today because I've made arrangements for him to go there and get an evaluation and see where he is and see if he can learn something about himself to determine whether this is a distortion, a confusion, a delusion, or whatever, and if so, can it be worked out? And he may go there and say, nope, I've examined it and I am completely comfortable with who and where I am, and that's just what I'm going to do in my life, and then you'll know. And so my question is, are you willing to go and be evaluated and take a look at this?
We would have to work scheduling.
You don't have a job.
I don't have a government job type deal, but I have a dog.
Right.
I'm the only one that could take care of my dog, so.
If we arranged to kennel your dog, that would be all right, wouldn't it?
No.
Yeah, Mika wouldn't do good in a kennel,
No.
but
I am willing to, but there would have to be some sort of scheduling. I would have to talk to my parents. Like, there's a lot of logistics.
Okay. Ronaldo, are you still there?
I'm still here.
You would support this, would you not?
I would support that. The problem I'd be running into is it seems like everybody has a dog and everybody wants to put it over here. So
I am offering a absolutely top drawer, 5-star, cutting edge evaluation and treatment center here, and I expect you to step up and support me 100%, my friend. And if there are logistics to work out, I would expect this family to work them out if I'm willing to have worked out all of the resources that I've done and brought these people here. You guys are willing to step up and work with him and try to find the bottom here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, clearly you have a big heart to serve and protect people, but something's gone terribly wrong here. And I think if you come to our facility, we have a team of people who can help you get on the right path and help you and Kalan figure out your future if you guys want a future together. Absolutely.
I'm making you the offer.
I would really have to take a step back and look at my scheduling.
Okay. There you have your answer.
for 11 years, he's told me he doesn't want to get married and he doesn't want to have kids. And, you know, I thought that this whole transition to Batman was kind of odd timing with our engagement. I was just kind of hoping that they weren't related. But now I'm starting to think that it is related.
My theory is hiding, right? And escaping into fantasy, and that certainly fits with that theory.
I currently have all wedding plans on hold.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten my dress yet. We haven't even gotten engagement pictures or anything done because I can't move forward.
We can do the engagement pictures.
Robin has a sign, a little sign by her computer that says, if you hesitate, don't pick me.
Right.
I'm not hesitating at all. I don't think that she really has that big of an issue with me being Goose Wayne.
Do you support him going and being evaluated and finding out what's going on with him here?
I mean, I do and I don't. I really don't think that he's sick. I think this is him trying to be a bum. I think this is...
I'm not sick and I'm not a bum.
I have to do all the grocery shopping while he sits in the car because he can't come in like that. When he needs beer, I go get his beer. Whenever he needs anything, I am the one to do it.
I get a lot of my own beer too.
You're with a man that's dressing up like Batman every day, and he has no intention to change it. And I've said, I think it's a real good idea if he got evaluated to find out where that comes from. And you say, well, I support looking into that, and then again, I don't. That is pathological enabling. if that's where you are, then he is going to continue to do what he's doing. And I asked you before he came out here if you were willing to draw the line and say, I'm not going to settle for this. And you said, I wouldn't do this unless he was willing to really work on this and change this, because I ain't marrying Batman. And so the first step is to really take a hard look at this, and I ask for your support. You folded like a pup tin in a windstorm, just boom. As soon as I ask, you cave.
It's
We're
hard
done
to
here.
even think that he is sick. I can't imagine myself with someone mentally ill. I mean, no.
My advice to you is you are making a serious, serious mistake by not supporting him going and getting himself evaluated mentally, emotionally, and physically. My advice to you further is that if you marry him while he is pursuing this position, is ridiculous and absurd and will be a disaster for you, and you deserve much, much better. But you get what you asked for in this life, and that's exactly what's going to happen. My advice to you is that if you really believe what you believe, you would not be afraid to take a look at it and evaluate it. And the fact that you are fearful of it tells me that somewhere in there you know better. And I'm stepping up and offering you a very valuable gift, and you are foolish to not seize upon it. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.